what options you may have right now, and what action steps you may want to take. And if you do not do anything, and if you happen to be one of these millions of individuals, what's going to happen to you, your Medicare, and your coverages, and what are you going to be automatically transferred into during this time? Now, is this going to impact every single Medicare beneficiary? Answer is no. In fact, not even close to everybody. As you've heard me say before in other videos, there's about 70 million. In fact, it's a little less than 70 million, nearly 70 million people enrolled in Medicare as we speak, okay? Now, what's interesting about this, well, actually, let's just pop up the article. Here you go. Here's the article. Feel free to read through the details on this. Let me explain what happened here. All right, so a new study released by the Kaiser Family Foundation has found right now about 2.6 million people right now in 2026 who are enrolled in MAPD plans, which stands for Medicare Advantage Prescription Drug Plans. Again, Medicare Advantage Prescription Drug Plans, okay? This is about 2.6 million people that are on these plans that are literally being discontinued. Now, there's way more people. To be fair, there are millions and millions of people enrolled in these types of plans. Just these 2.6 million people that are on these specific types of plans that are going to be discontinued right now in 2026 have a couple options, okay? Here's how this works. You might be thinking, wait, how does this work? If I just spontaneously lose my coverage, what happens? You get something opened up to you called SEP, Special Enrollment Period, okay? Special Enrollment Period. When you have a special enrollment period, this is an 8-month window where you have the opportunity to shop plans, to look around, find different options, whatever it happens to be, whatever suits you and your needs, your specific needs, your medical needs, whatever it happens to be. That gives you the option. Again, a special enrollment period. This is definitely not open for everybody, but it is in the event that you may spontaneously lose coverage throughout the time of the year when maybe we're not in annual enrollment, we're not in open enrollment, whatever it happens to be. Again, just a random time throughout the year. If you lose coverage, or if you move across state lines, or sometimes even county lines, or things change within your situation where your plan is no longer available and you lose that coverages, then you get this special enrollment period opened up, okay? So anyway, if that were your case and then you are losing coverages or whatever the situation is, you would have the opportunity to change plans, to find different options, to shop plans, whatever it happens to be, okay? Now, I'm going to throw this out there super fast. You've probably heard me talk about this many times before, which is if you're on Medicare, if you need help finding the right Medicare plan for you and your personal situation, if you have questions on Medicare, if you want to get help, searching all the plans that are out there, over 20,000 plans across the country, you can always call Chapter. Phone number's right there for you. Give them a call. Again, it's totally free. About 10,000 of you in the last year have called them. And again, this can be a nasty situation. You don't want to fall into a situation where you don't have coverage. That'd be really bad, and it could be very, very, very expensive. Again, literally just making a 5, 10, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call to Chapter there. See what options you have, what flexibilities you have. They can certainly look through the 20,000+ plans and see what is consistent with your situation and what options you may have at any given time, okay? But anyway, that's a totally free resource for you. Again, Chapter, they're amazing. They've helped thousands of you just so far this year that have already called that phone number. Incredible stuff. Again, over $2 million of collective savings just in the last, about 13 months or so, give or take a little bit, okay? But anyway, so what they found, again, with this study, the 2.6 million people. Now, here's the situation. Let's just say that you think, I don't want to do anything. I don't know what to do. I don't know what kind of plan I need. And if you don't want to pick up the phone and call a Chapter there, I mean, you can. It's totally free and a great option. But if you decide, I don't want to do that, I'm just going to do nothing. Well, guess what? You're going to automatically be transferred into Original Medicare. That's the situation, okay? So if you're in one of these situations where you're currently enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan, if that plan is discontinued and it goes away and it's no longer offered, if you have your special enrollment period opened up to you, which it would, if you do not take action during that time, you do not shop plans, you do not transition to a new plan, you do not secure new coverages, you will automatically be transferred into a Medicare Advantage plan. Or sorry, let me say that again. Sorry, I said that totally wrong. You'll be automatically transferred to Original Medicare. Sorry, I said that totally wrong. You'll be automatically transferred to Original Medicare. Now, I would anticipate this much. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you're probably on that plan for a reason. Generally, the costs of Medicare Advantage plans, again, not always, I'm just using very general terminology here. In general, Medicare Advantage plans are significantly less expensive, and they have, some maybe comprehensive coverages, and they include maybe different coverages, things like that. But I'm just going to say this. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you're probably on that plan for a reason, right? I'm just saying, again, I'm not here to assume, I'm not here to anticipate, I'm not here to speculate, and again, I'm just giving general information, but I'm just guessing that's the situation. If you get enrolled into original Medicare, just automatically transferred into it because your plan was discontinued, then guess what? Well, this would enroll you, again, you would have Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B, Medicare Part B, Medicare Part A, Medicare Part B. But if you're automatically transferred into original Medicare, guess what you wouldn't have at that point? Well, you may not have prescription coverages that your Medicare Advantage plan likely had because you were on a MAPD, again, Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan. That would have had prescription coverage, but if you're on original Medicare, you would have to find your own Medicare Part D plan to get you your prescription coverages. Not only that, unless you go through the steps of securing a supplement and or Medigap plan, you wouldn't have that coverage either. And remember, original Medicare does not have a max out-of-pocket expenditures. What I mean by that is you could go to the doctor 1,000 times in the year. I hope that you don't, but you could. And rack up tons and tons and tons of medical bills. Remember, Medicare only pays 80%